we came to the Maasai Mara to see which way to hide.
Good morning. Today's breakfast view comes to you from Mara and Ngenche.
Morning, Greg.
Morning.
How did you sleep?
Really well.
How good are the beds here, by the way?
They're very cozy.
Yeah.
Very cozy.
Malia's been completely zonked. Usually she wakes up in the night, doesn't she? But not here.
No, not once.
Show us a shiny rock. Wow.
If anybody knows what the mineral is that's in this rock that's making it like turn to glitter, please comment down below. Behind me here, this is the main hippo spot here at Mara and Ngenche camp, but there's actually tons of hippos all the way around in the river here. You can see a full vlog on this. It's our last one and I'll link it at the top here because today we're moving on to a different camp. So we are now about to pack up to leave the beautiful Mara and Ngenche camp. As I said, we did do a full vlog on this in our last episode, but just for your reference here, if you want to see a little bit of this luxury camp, let's insert some beautiful B-roll now. We're moving on to what I would consider to be slightly more budget-friendly camp because we want to be able to show two sides of the coin when it comes to what you can experience here in the Mara and for what cost.
Next stop, Tipilikwani.
Nice, Tipilikwani.
Wait, what's the name again?
Hammerkop.
Hammerkop.
Hammerkop is the smallest bird which can build the heaviest nest of all the birds.
Fun fact about this guy, of all the birds, he builds the biggest nest of any bird. The nest itself weighs 50 to 100 kilograms. This guy probably weighs not even 1 kilogram. So he obviously just likes showing off.
How long does it take? Do you know?
Build the house?
Yeah.
Almost 2-3 months.
3 months to build a house.
Time,
It's still
wow.
faster than building a house in the UK.
We're on the way, we're stopping to do something a bit more cultural, so we're in a Maasai village. It is organized for tourists. Dee said that it's really worth it and it's done very well and it supports the local community as well. As far as I can see, everyone's dressed very colorful, so I'm excited.
We're gonna show you how we make fire, we're gonna show you one of the Maasai house. And this is our lifestyle. We're gonna find animals, but we live with animals. But we want to try to bring the old warriors into the heart of the wildlife. For us to support conservation, for us to support environment, for us to support all wildlife, to stay supporting all domestic and wildlife.
So now we're gonna
I'll
find out how the Maasai make fire.
This is two special wood. This is the hardwood and this is the softwood. This is a red cedar tree and this is a paper tree. So we do a lot of friction. We put a knife down, and in order for the black object, it will drop down from the two special wood. They drop to the knife, and then you can transfer from the metal up to the dry elephant dust.
Okay, so now we are inside the traditional Maasai house. I'm gonna go and try and find the guys. Somewhere in here I can see Greg, but might get lost in here. It's quite dark in there. But Greg's still wearing his sunglasses for some reason. Let's go and check it out. Ah, here you are.
The mama of the house, they're just there. If you want to say hi to her, no problem.
Apparently
Malia?
they have a guest room as well where
Yeah,
you can
guest
sleep,
room
so
as
next time we're back in Kenya, we'll go
That would be
and
amazing.
do one
Yes.
of these. Go in and see.
Yeah.
It's dark. So next time we're in Kenya, basically this is our room.
Let's see.
Yes. Welcome, Maasai room.
But it'll be in a normal bed.
Malia, are you okay? Are you happy today?
was your Maasai village experience?
Really nice. I am particularly excited to go back and sleep.
We were just discussing the fact that obviously we have stayed with a very small Maasai family in the bush, and obviously this is set up for tourists, so of course they're doing it for several tourists every single day, but they do live there. This is their way of life. This particular village, they've won competitions for their authenticity and the fact that they still live the traditional way of life. This is not a show. It's not just put on for tourists. They are giving you a glimpse into their life. So I respect that, but I also respect the hustle. Yeah. These guys are working. Definitely recommend it. D. What's the name of the village? Under Sikra village. Yeah, if you have the opportunity, pay them a visit, please.
We are at Tipilikwani camp, which is basically right by the gate of Maasai Mara. And yeah, so we just had some lunch. Our bellies are full. Going to the tent now. Adam and Malia will be doing some really fun activities this afternoon. And guys, check out this train of ants right at my feet.
This ant train is starting all the way from in this bush somewhere here, through the tunnel, across the path. They're actually building a tunnel here across this path. The only bit they don't have a tunnel on is the bit they're actually going to get smushed on. And then it goes all the way across and all the way over into this side. Malia, isn't nature cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, Malia, where are we going now?
Swimming.
Yeah, let's go. When was the last time you went swimming? It would have been when we were in Kenya last, right?
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
You've been dying to get in the pool, haven't you?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Malia, show me what you can do. How good is this?
And it's actually a really nice temperature.
Is it warm?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm very sad that I can't be in there, but I have to catch up on some things. So I'll let these two splash.
Come on in.
Malia, show me one trick and then I'll go.
I need to go to the shallow first.
Okay, let's go. Now squish. Can you do it 2 times without stopping? She did.
Whoa!
Nice.
All right, I'll leave you guys to it.
All right. How was the swimming?
Very good.
You missed swimming, didn't you? So now we're back in Kenya, we're back in the sunshine. Are you happy to be back in the pool?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you want to show them?
Do you know I have my baby Stitch, and Stitch is only 2 months old.
And you and Stitch now are going to go and do some kids activities, right?
Yeah.
Because Tipilikwani, they are a family-friendly camp here. Safaris and things like that are not always the most exciting things for kids, are they? So it's nice when we go to a camp and they have some activities for the kids to do.
High five!
Oh, that's good technique. Malia, what's happening now?
We're making the bow and arrow.
So this is arrow.
Show them how it's done. Like this.
And okay.
Great shot. Great shot.
This is what I.
Good effort. Come on. Alright.
Boleh. Ruka.
Malia.
Go Adam.
In my previous life, I was a Maasai warrior. So. Okay, so Malia, who was the best at shooting bow and arrows?
I think you.
Me. Do you think I was even better than the Maasai? Huh? No.
Tiny bit
Tiny bit under. Okay, I'll take that. So we did the bow and arrow building and shooting, of course. And thought I'd just quickly take... I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to step on the lines right now. And with Galana, it's quite tricky. So I thought I'd just quickly take you guys to our room for a very brief whip around so you can see what the tents here look like. So as I said before, the last camp we were staying at, Mara and Ngenche, is what you would call your luxury camp. This one is a more entry-level camp, so it's the lower cost. It's still not cheap, because when you're actually staying within the parks, you're not going to find a cheap camp, but it's definitely more budget than Ngenche was. So let's have a look around the tent. You can see the main room here is made up of the bedroom. We have two nice big double beds here, which is perfect. We love when we can get a family room where Malia gets her own bed, because everybody just sleeps so much better. We have working desk over here with these cool little lights and everything, and then you've got your bathroom and everything through here. Massive bathroom, double sink, big shower, spacious toilet area. I mean, I have to say I'm not somebody who's exactly blown away with beautiful bathrooms. Some of the places we've stayed have had absolutely stunning bathrooms. That's not really my thing. For me, it's the bedroom, it's the comfy beds, it's the spacious room. To be honest with you, I actually really like places that feel a little bit more authentic, natural, and raw. So quite often, I end up actually preferring some of the lower end camps to the luxury camps. It's always nice to go to a luxury camp, but it's also good sometimes to just come back down to earth, immerse yourself in nature. Speaking of which, immersing ourselves in nature, let's check out the deck. All of the tents have their own little veranda out the front with seating area and everything, and then out there is just pure nature. You've got the river down there, bushland over there. One thing I like about that, whenever there's a river with a high bank and a bush, you always know the other side of there is just hyenas and things at night, and there you can hear them chirping away in the night. So really, really enjoy that. Looking forward to sleeping tonight and listening out for all the sounds of the wild. All right, so prices. Now, prices is a tricky one when it comes to camps, lodges, parks and things, because as many of you know, those of you that are watching as our Kenyan viewers, Kenyan citizens and residents do get preferential rates in parks and camps. So I'm going to talk about non-residents rates. I also don't want to get too specific, because most of these camps do have seasonal prices, and they can vary from time to time because they have limited availability. A lot of these camps only have 6, 8, 10 tents, so obviously they have to charge different prices depending on how full they get. Where we're staying right now, which is Tipilikwani, this is typically around 50%, maybe a little bit less, of the price of one of your luxury camp. Luxury camps can range anywhere in the price from, let's say, $350 to $400 per person per night, and your kind of more budget-friendly camps, such as the one we're staying in right now, you might find typically are more around the $200 per person per night. The bit where it starts to get really spicy is the park fees. Now, Maasai Mara is one of Kenya's premium parks. That means that the park fees are significantly higher than in many of the other parks. As a non-resident, you are looking at paying somewhere in the region of $90 per person per 24 hours in the Maasai Mara, just for that experience. That does not take into consideration necessarily the pickup from your hotel in Nairobi, for example. Typically, a lot of the places will charge extra for this as well. We're going to give our full rundown at the end of this vlog and tell you whether we think the Maasai Mara really is worth the hype. It's a beautiful day. So, quick disclaimer, I think we may have misspoken earlier when we said that Tipilikwani was next to the gate. It's next to a gate, but not the main gate. It took us an hour to get to the main gate. Just still not as far as a lot of the other camps, but not next to the main gate.
How do you say it?
Es coffee, right?
Yes,
S Coffee. Basically, I've been to their first branch, which is on the other parallel road running to this one, and I know that they opened the second one, so this is their second branch, but they're still setting it up and stuff like that. But if you go through to Naivasha or Maasai Mara, you're gonna get one or the other anyway, so I think you should stop. It's right at the start of like all the curio shops. It's right at the beginning of both roads. So yeah, check it out. Coffee's good, the views are even better.
Alright, so we just arrived here at our next hotel, which is a lot less wild than
It's actually,
the last one.
the contrast feels quite big.
Going from the wild to this beautiful luxury hotel in Nairobi. We're staying at Tribe. So far so good, but you'll see more of this place in the next vlog. We need to wrap up a little bit with the whole point of this vlog, which was to discuss whether Maasai Mara is really worth the hype. For me, we had a long conversation about this earlier, so Ina actually managed to sort of slightly convince me otherwise. But my initial thought was, as a Kenyan resident or citizen, or as a foreigner coming here who can afford to stay in the luxury camps and spend all the money and it doesn't massively affect them that much, then I think 100% Maasai Mara is worth the hype. Main reason being, it's one of the only parks where you can see all of the big five. Not only can you see all of the big five, but you can see them quite easily. The rhino, I think, is a bit harder to see. With a pair of binoculars, you can see for miles and miles and miles. So if there's a pride of lions 5 miles that way, you can see them from where you are. My only concern was if you couldn't afford it, if you didn't have that kind of money available, would it be worth it? Would I go somewhere, spend $2,000 and think, yeah, that was really worth the hype? Initially I thought no, but then we talked a little bit and actually we realized that, you know, I've been to so many of these parks and things that we have been spoiled a little bit. If I take myself back to 5-6 years ago when I had never set foot in the wild like that, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity for a lot of people.
It is a very unique experience. I just kind of compared it to my very first trip to Kenya, which was very badly organized, by the way. It was very last minute, but I remember the most amazing memories. And if somebody had come along and said, hey, check out Maasai Mara, I think you're gonna like it. I think at the time I would have spent the money, would have gone and experienced it, and I would have had the most incredible memories. My experience of Kenya at that time was quite raw. I did it quite cheap. I genuinely believe that this trip wouldn't have been the same if we hadn't gone to the village.
Yeah, that's true. Maasai Mara, it is the thing of like, if you go there, you're going to see a ton of animals. Whereas other places we might go, like when we go to Savo, sometimes it's really hit and miss. It can be down to the weather. You go there and you're like, I saw nothing.
Yeah.
Shaba, when we did our road trip, I'll link the road trip at the top. We went there, we didn't see a single animal, did we, in Shaba? But
Shaba
it's beautiful.
is not for wildlife. So yeah, our final thoughts are Maasai Mara is 100% worth the hype. If you can afford the luxury accommodations, you will have an incredible experience. And don't get me wrong, even the budget accommodations are very nice as well.
Malia,
Huh?
do you think Maasai Mara is worth the hype?
Yeah,
Yeah, why?
because it's beautiful.
Because it's beautiful, I agree. And actually, one thing that I didn't mention, or we didn't mention, was that if you do want to reduce your costs even further, there are places outside of the park that you can stay that are like not far outside the gate, where you would save yourself a lot of money if you stayed in one of those camps. Hope you've enjoyed this experience of ours, and let us know if you've been to the Maasai Mara. Did you think it was worth the hype, and how do you feel about it? If not, what's your favorite park in Kenya?
So can I ask everyone that's been to the Maasai Mara, because we get this question a lot, what camp did you stay at that you would recommend, and was it budget or was it luxury? Because a lot of people don't know where to go, and quite often we use the comment section as a thread to start a conversation. Let us know if you stayed somewhere and if you really liked it and why. Guys, we'll see you on the next one.
See you on the next one. Like, subscribe, comment, all the things that help us to grow.
Well, Harry, don't forget to subscribe.
Nice.